I've noticed the countdown on YouTube doesn't go down to 0 anymore. As soon as we hit 30 seconds, it just goes to waiting on demarcation media, which is a little weird. I kind of like it going down to 0 because then you get the, the anticipation of the final seconds. But anyway, welcome to another demarcation media live stream. Today, we have the champion class Bumblebee movie Optimus in his Cybertron mode, and we have the champion class Bumblebee in his B mode. Now, this is further proof that I am not always correct, because I said a while back when asked, do you think we'll get more Bumblebee movie kits? And I said, no, we probably won't. And here we are. These are the second and third Bumblebee movie kits since Blitzwing. And I was wrong. And I'm quite pleased to be wrong in this case, because the original champion class kits, while they were great, I think that these are going to be much, much better. It just released. Did they just put it up on the site? It just released. Yeah. That's why I'm doing it today. They're releasing it today. That's how I have them. Mercedes W, Erica Mendeles. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Mr. Sonic, Transformers, TYTY, Tyler Jeffrey, Vin Cubing, Ilya, Mason Henry. Welcome. Which one of these two should I build first? Should we start with B or should we start with Optimus? Zeronauts, welcome. Which one are we starting with, guys? Which one are we starting with? Nosen Costin, welcome. Stevenson, welcome. Israel the Nation. Nate the KPHD. Over the YOLO Park one. It's gonna be cheaper than the YOLO Park one by about... I want to say this is twice as cheap. Optimus first. Make a poll. Alright. I'll do a poll. No, that is the wrong button. That is the Q&A button. Poll! Here we go. Which... Alright, let me start the poll here. Alright. Poll is live, guys. Vote away. Alright, we got... Oh, we're tied. We're going back and forth. Prime is winning currently. Prime is still winning, but by a smaller margin. Autism crime. Fwog 2011, welcome. Do I think they'll ever do Pacific Rim? I think Pacific Rim is a lot more likely than Power Rangers. 29 votes. We got 50 people on the stream, so we can get a few more votes in here. 30 votes. Optimus is winning, though. It looks like we're gonna be starting with Prime. We've got 34 votes, and they are leaning heavily in favor of Optimus. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll. Optimus wins, so we're gonna take B, and we're gonna set him aside for a moment. Blokees Bionicle would be amazing. It sure would, but LEGO is never gonna let go of that license. If they can't... Well, they don't want to make money off of it, apparently. But, they don't want somebody else making money off of it. That would be terrible. Blokees already made Power Rangers. They didn't make very much, though. They made, like... What, one? One or two things? And, it's also not available in the US. Wish Blokees did more original themes. Well, you gotta let them build up to it. We've already got 2 running right now with Hero Spire and Astro Rally. As they grow, we might get more. Also, guys, look. Blast Effect. Blast Effect. I think Blokees Blitzwing has potential for Seeker repaints. They would also need to do different heads, because he has a specific, face. It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with. Exactly. What, you want to enjoy this IP too? No. How dare you? We want to forget about it in our vaults. Have I ever opened Blokees Ultraman Galaxy 8? I've not gotten any of the original ones, and I don't plan to. I mostly just like the Galaxy S stuff. Optimus, welcome! A lot of their own stuff like City and Ninjago. Yeah, Ninjago's their cash cow right now. Alright, we got all the parts out, and let me go ahead and pray us in, and we'll get started. If I'm in focus. There we go. Well, Lord, thank you for bringing everyone here. Thank you once again for giving us the opportunity to enjoy this hobby and some really cool new kits. I ask that this would just be an uplifting stream to everybody who joins. Amen. Alright. Let's get rolling here. So we do get a stand. This is just a normal stand. Nothing particularly special. Will we get more Bayverse kits? It's not off the table. I don't see why we wouldn't in the future. I really want an up... Oh, wait, hold on. I can answer that. Yes, we will, because I know they're doing some sort of Optimus recolor at some point. Personally, I really want to see an updated Bayverse Optimus now that we've got these kits showing how good updates can get. Blokees make Yu-Gi-Oh characters? I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know how, I don't know how popular it is in Asia. I'm assuming it is, or I don't know how popular it still is. Also, I think it's about time to be done with these. I think that champion class kits need to be done with the light up feature. Also, we're done with the classic class name, by the way. There is no more classic class. It is all champion class. Classic class is no more. Bayverse Ironhide. I think they could do a pretty good job with him. What runner am I looking for? E. Runner E. Here we go. Now we need a Blokees Captain Rex. They are making a Captain Rex. It's in the champion class light. He'll be a smaller one. Want more Starscream stuff? That's fair. To make a Star Wars base like that so we don't need to change their feet. Yeah, I don't really like that feature. I think it's a bit... I don't know. I think it's a dumb... They make Jazz so you can split him in half. Oh, that would be brutal. Alright, so we've got a butterfly joint here. Yeah, that's the right side. Beast Optimus Prime is classic class, and this is champion class. Yeah, this is the first Transformers kits to have the champion class name, as far as I can tell. Do I want to see Galaxy version Bayverse? I think they would be lacking in detail, but I like Bayverse enough that I actually would not mind seeing that. So they released some pictures of the Mandalorian Galaxy version 3. Yeah, I was a little confused. I thought we were kind of done with Galaxy version for the Star Wars and Marvel license. But I guess not. I like what I see with Mando. I really want to get that Season 1 Mando. But otherwise, I'm not really sure. Because now we're going to have... I don't know. It's going to be a little odd. It's a little odd. Galaxy version Bayverse, chances 0. I wouldn't say that, not with Blokees. Blokees is, if anything, you guys should know, they've set a precedent for surprising and doing very left field things, so I would not write it off. Okay, so we've got this. Watermelon, welcome! The chest doesn't open? No, the chest does not open. I mean, to be fair, we never see him with the Matrix in those opening scenes. Alright, and then this will just slot in like that. Cool. The red, I don't know if it's going to show up very well here on camera, but the red is very nice. It's a very nice red. How tall is this Knight vs. Prime? Well, he's not built yet. I'll have to show you later. Head swap from Newbie and the one from Rise of the Beasts. No! Why would I want to do that? No. They're not the same yellow. That would not work. Also, they're not the same size. Big C Train Things, welcome. Spider-Man CC Lights, $2 cheaper. I think that's worth interesting. I'm gonna try to trim the red nicer because I really don't want the red messed up. It's a really nice red. Please answer me, what's your favorite character? I will be honest, I did not see your question previously. What's my favorite character in Transformers, like, in general? Is that the question? Because it's either Optimus or Ultra Magnus. Optimus if I feel like being basic, Ultra Magnus if, you know, if I want to be a little bit more specific. And then Nemesis is my favorite color scheme for Optimus. Yes, I know he's a separate character. I'm not necessarily a big fan of the whole evil thing, but I really like the color scheme. Show the paper to put together. The instructions? I don't have a way to show you guys the instructions clearly while also having the parts on screen. That is, not really doable with my current setup. We need... I don't know what NGE EVA Unit 03 is. What are my thoughts on Bay vs. Jetfire design? I mean, my thoughts on Jetfire's design is about the same as my thoughts on Wheeljack's design. It's like barely recognizable. It's not even really the same character, to be honest. I don't really know why they didn't just make up random Transformers. They're basically just giving out random names. Do you think we have a chance to see more Bumblebee movie stuff? I mean, last time I said no, I was proven wrong 3 times over. I expect them to go back and forth. I don't know if they'll immediately follow these up with more Bumblebee movie kits, but I do think they'll probably loop back to B and potentially even Rise of the Beasts little bits at a time over the next couple years. Alright, put the front of the chest on. Transformers 1 light up block. Yeah, although again, I would prefer them to retire it at this point. It's not so helpful that I want to keep it, or it's not so cool I want to keep it, because I would much prefer an ab crunch. It's my favorite Blokees Action Edition. Probably Transformers 1 Optimus. I know Transformers Prime is everybody's favorite in general, but the Transformers 1 Optimus is just so nicely done, and I have a lot more fun posing him than I do the Transformers Prime Optimus. Transformers Prime Optimus is a lot more fiddly to pose. Oh, you want to see is the next Action Edition guy? It's IDW Megatron. Action Edition. After the 2.0 Optimus, we're going to get IDW Megatron. Also, fair warning, this silver marks up pretty easily. It kind of leaves you with some dark spots where the nubs were. Think they'll make Cyberverse kits? I don't really know anything about Cyberverse, so I can't answer that. I have no idea how popular Cyberverse is or was. I know they referenced it in the new Defender version, but I don't know if that means they'll make any. Ghost, welcome! Skybound comics. I need to read the Skybound comics still, although I've heard a lot of people not being happy with the direction they're taking it with, was it Alita Prime? She kind of seems like a psychotic, unhinged leader that does not deserve the Matrix, and Optimus has been kind of, relegated to sit on the sidelines kind of character, which I can understand being upset about that. Especially if Alita's just being kind of psychotic. Again, I'm trying to not let the red be too marked up. Hopped off, it kind of dipped. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Bayverse 2.0 or Rise of the Beast 2.0 action class? Action class? I'm not sure what you mean. Who do I want to see in Galaxy 12? Nemesis. Basically, that's always going to be my answer. If somebody asks, what do I want to see in X Wave? It's always going to be Nemesis. Because I always want Nemesis, and we still don't have Nemesis. Alright, there we go. Put the knife over here. Here's his back plate. Why didn't I review Action Edition Megatron? Because mine, I had actually had the review finished, and he broke to the point where I couldn't finish the review, and by the time I got a second copy, he was too old, and it didn't make sense for me to review him. And at this point, it doesn't make sense for me to do a review of either the purple Megatron or the normal Action Edition Megatron, because then it takes time away from me making stuff that's more relevant, you know? Like, not enough people want to see reviews of a Megatron that's already been out for a bit. Everybody wants to see reviews for newer stuff, you know, when the stuff is releasing. So, I just have put that as a probably never gonna happen video. Because, yeah, I have too many other videos to make to bother going back. Because it took so long for me to get, like I said, get any replacement parts for Megatron. Was my Action Edition Tarn? I mean, he's still standing fine. I don't mess with him that often because he's very fiddly to mess with. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, and his toe hinge just kind of makes it so he doesn't stand all that easily. So I don't pose him that often, but nothing's broken. It's still okay to review the guy? I mean, sure, it's okay to, but is it worth my time? It isn't. Because, so for example, if I spend, say, a week working on that Megatron review and I put it out and it gets like 1,000 views, right? When I could have been working on every Galaxy version, or every Defender version 8 rare video, and that would get 5 or 10,000 views. It doesn't make sense for me to use my time to make something that's outdated and less interesting for people, you know? C1, 3. Heck, that goes for, like, I mean, I've got a bunch of Sheik Mainland content in the works. And honestly, I don't really want to revisit the kit was proven to be kind of fragile and not well designed, because then it's really not worth my time. Action Edition Transformers 1 Optimus. In my experience, yes. He's a lot more solid. There's a lot less, like, fiddling you have to do to get him into certain poses. Like, I can pick him up and I can shake him and nothing's gonna flop around. If I pick up TFP Optimus and shake him around, his limbs are definitely going to flop a bit, and parts are going to kind of clash together. So, in a mix of both the looks and how it functions, TF1 Optimus still wins for me. Just do a YouTube short then? Even that, it's like, that's still time. I sometimes will post shorts to my members showing, like, what I have. But, like, I kid you not, guys, currently my to-do list for videos, like, I have... So, the closet behind me, that's where I keep all the products that I'm waiting to review. I have like 25 or 30 reviews in the midst of being worked on right now. So anything that I do going back to older, less popular products means those 30 reviews then have to sit and wait for me to get to them. So for example, you know, I've got the Kamen Rider Blokees set to review. I've got the Ultraman manga version to review. I've got the Sheik Mainland new Fenrir to review. So all of those videos would then be slowed down significantly if I stopped to go back to Action Edition Megatron. who just was never... He's not... See, the thing is, too, he's just not that good of a kit in general. He's actually the worst of the action editions. Like, the most I could see myself doing is a short to be like, yeah, this is the worst action edition. Beyond that, probably not much. How long does editing usually take? So, for example, once we're done this, I have a review ready. So, I've been working on that. That review took me, working at max speed with basically no breaks, took me 2 days. About 2 days. So, the editing and B-roll filming was a whole day, and the filming, the main stuff, was another day. And I do have another job, so that's, you know, I have to do everything once I get off my official job. If that makes sense. Do I have Blokees Toy Story? No, I still haven't been told if that's coming to the US or not. Do I think Blokees will make Action Edition Omega Supreme? No, I don't think that they're really going to be leaning in a whole lot to the scale, like different scale sizing. That doesn't seem something that they're very interested in. Blue Raccoon, welcome! What's the worst Champion Class model kit? Transformers specifically, or just in general? Because those are two different things. Alright. So every skirt here is articulated. So we want... They're also labeled, which is nice. What's my other job? I'm a videographer. So on my normal job, I am filming videos and editing them and also doing photography. And then I come back here and then I'm filming videos and editing them and doing photography. So it's a lot of that, which is not bad because that means I'm not getting rusty or whatever. But, you know, it can be a lot, especially if I have to do a lot of editing. So, for example, if I'm at my day job and I got to do a ton of video editing, and then I come back here and I have to do a ton of video editing. That's a lot of long hours staring at a screen. Just Transformers. The worst one. It's probably Dark of the Moon Megatron. It feels like they put such low amount of effort into that. I would say Megatronus is a close second. Not because of how he looks, but because of the quality. He was not very good quality. Like, my Megatronus, to this day, his arms are so floppy when you extend them that it's basically useless. Which is something I can fix, which is why he's not the #1 worst. But it's not a good look. Why am I cutting the pieces of the model kit? That is a good question. So, with Blokees, you don't need tools, but when you pop it off the runner, what piece do I need next? I need a blue one. I'll show you. So when I take this, right, and I just pop this off, as they intend for you to do so, then if we take a close look here, you can see we have a little spot where the plastic was. Same with here. Same with every spot. So, if I take the knife and I carefully, very, very carefully shave the top off of that, and I can even rub it with my fingernail a little bit, that's a lot less visible. Now, I'm not perfect at doing this, but it's basically just to clean up the mess that the nubs leave behind. It's absolutely not necessary. I just am doing it because I prefer the kits to be a bit more, you know, refined when they're done. And also, lately, Blokees pieces have been sticking to the runners a lot more aggressively, which leaves a lot more plastic excess. Do you think Blokees will make a wave of Helldivers kits? Now, that's an interesting question. I'm not really sure. As of right now, I am not aware of Blokees having the Helldivers license, so they would need to get that license first. Will they? I don't know. I don't know if it's popular enough in China for that. Megatronus leg was so loose it wouldn't even stay on? Yikes. Have I seen the Spider-Man Brand New Day kits by Blokees? You mean, like, this one? Yes, I am still working on the review. That's another thing. That's another video in the list. I was, almost... Yeah, I was fairly close to finishing the filming. And then Blokees started their release season, so then I had to put it on the shelf for a bit. Because this guy is not coming out in the US, which means I can't promote it the same way. Do I think Blokees will make reissues of very old kits? Not reissues in the way that you might think. These kits here are essentially reissues. They're redesigns of the original, the original kit. So I think that that's the sort of thing that they'll do. Because, I mean, we did get Rise of the Beast Optimus, which is essentially this design. But, here it is. We have this design again. Oh, yeah. We got these parts. Well, with Blokees, it's not too bad. Like, I rarely end up using my nippers to actually take parts off. That's usually not necessary, which is nice. I am a fan of that. Character, not just Transformers. Who would I want in Blokees? Cloud Strife is a pretty big one on my list. I think that's the biggest one that I can think of right now. Also, this joint is so tight. I'm trying to, like, move it a bit so that it will not be a terror on the leg. Do I have the Naruto Blokees? I do not. Was it sent by Blokees? It was sent by Blokees. Anonymous Scatterbean, welcome. This Prime can ab crunch, kind of. It's more like a waist tilt. It doesn't go very far. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit. Not what they could do. There's plenty of space here for an ab crunch, but they're not doing it. Did I get the Pokemon kits? No, I don't plan on it. I'm not really a Pokemon fan, so it's not really... I'm not really suited for making videos about that. Do new Blokees kits release on the day of my streams? Certain ones do. Like, for example, these ones should. The reason I'm doing the stream today is because Blokees said, hey, you can release content on this day. Okay, I think this is, this joint's broken in a little bit. Not broken, but the joint is moving smoothly. Now I need to do it again with this side. Do I have a gaming YouTube channel? I have only one YouTube channel currently, which is this one. Oh, hey, this one isn't so bad. Currently, if I do any games, I do it on here. Maybe once this channel, if this channel gets big enough, I will expand and do another channel and kind of, be a little more specific on what it's for. But for now, at least until this channel hits like 100K, if we get there, it will stay just on the one channel. D27 is for the right leg. My face cam... Oh, my face cam is freezing. Would you look at that? Do I like the high-grade Ashamar Gundam? I have not even heard of that. Yeah, I don't know why my face cam is freezing like that. That's a little strange. Are we back? Are we back? It wouldn't be a demarcation media stream without some technical issues. So Blokees give me... Yes, when there's a very new product, yes. I will, it will arrive sometimes weeks early. Are we connecting again? There we go. It's still kind of lagging though, I'm not sure why. What's my testimony? That's a very interesting question. I don't feel like I have a very nice, clean testimony purely because I grew up Christian. So it was one of those things that was like, it was kind of always there. It was kind of always a part of my life. And for a lot of people, that actually can be detrimental in some cases because then you grow up believing something you don't really know why, if that makes sense. But for me, so there was a long while where my family, we basically didn't have money. We didn't have, in some cases, it was basically like we didn't even have the funds to go and buy food. We didn't have the funds to get gas. We didn't have the funds to get food. And so it was like, yep, we don't know what we're eating the next day. There's potentially no food tomorrow. But every single time, either money would show up, whether it was given to us, or show up mysteriously. That happened a handful of times. But yeah, never once did we actually go hungry at all over the couple years that it was rough for us. And that's kind of what made it turn into something real. It was like, oh, hold up. This is not just something my parents believe, because now I actually have food to eat. And I'm not going hungry as a result of, you know, not having food. I think that was probably what really kind of made it get real to me. I can keep going because it's been, you know, when you grow up with something, getting to the point where it's actually your belief is kind of a long process. But that was kind of the short, easier version, if that makes sense. Jeremy Stasio, welcome. Did I do Bumblebee yet? No, not yet. Since when was Champion Class a thing? Champion Class has been a thing for a bit now. It's just, now it's applied to Transformers, not just all of it. What? I can't pronounce the name, it's in Russian, but, repeating time over and over again? Don't know what you're trying to say. If you spam it, that will result in a mute. Blokees Action Edition Shockwave would be awesome. That would be pretty cool. Oh, can you pull the torso up? No. I mean, what's funny is this joint has a crazy amount of crunch, but the joint doesn't fit. See? Are these class in between Classic Class and Action Edition? No, there is no Classic Class anymore. These are Classic Class. Would I like to see a sequel of Transformers 1? I mean, I would like that. Basically, style it after War for Cybertron. Fall of Cybertron, the games. Do I build Legos too? I started off by building Legos, actually. Gyro Petra, welcome! Thoughts on Gundam announcements? I'm gonna be honest. I don't pay attention to Gundam announcements anymore. Not since I found Chic Mainland and Blokees. Like, I don't barely... I barely pay attention to them. The camera's not glitched now. Yeah, the face cam's not. This camera should be good now because I've locked the cord up in a cage. Saw the Champion Class name in the Marvel. Yeah, they introduced it with the kits that were not Transformers. So Champion Class as a name came out with the non-Transformers kits, and now it's just been ported over to Transformers. Yeah, Blokees Action Edition Transformers Prime on September. Nice. Wearing Blokees. It's a Blokees apron, but yes. I forgot to wear it for yesterday's stream, and I was sad about it. It makes the streams more official. Because, I mean, these streams are technically, I mean, I guess you could say endorsed by Blokees. This is made... We're doing this in partnership with Blokees. That's how it's so early. What do I mean by spam? Oh, no, I mean, just like, if you say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, especially if I've answered, like, yesterday, there was somebody that was saying something about, I don't know, they were like, I got 2 Action Edition Transformers, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they just kept sending, I got 2 Action Edition Transformers, and that was all they said. So, if you just repeat the same thing over and over and over again, especially if you're sending it in quick succession, that's spamming, you know? We want to be able to have everybody get a chance to talk, you know? Confused between Champion and Classic Class? Well, but there is no difference, actually. The Champion Class and Classic Class are the same thing. Like I said, it's now Champion Class. We don't have Classic Class anymore. They've retired the name fully. The 00 Razor is getting a... Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm not sure that's super exciting. Interesting. Okay. Batman with a robot. What does IDW stand for? I don't actually know. It's a publishing company's name. Compare this to Rise of the Beast Optimus. Don't worry, I will. Also, the review will have plenty of that comparison. Idea and design works. Thank you, Stevenson. Thank you very much. Where did I buy the Chic Mainland model kits from? I get almost all of them from Temu. Usually my review videos will have direct links to the product listings so that you can get to it even if the code is no longer valid or if it's not valid for your account. It'll be down in the pinned comment usually. Trim that up. Could I compare the size with an Action Edition? I can tell you right away they're about half the size without even putting them side by side, but I can do that at the end of the stream if you'd like. Just make sure to remind me at the end of the stream because I may forget. That does happen if a stream goes on for a while. Schlock Dash. It's not visible anymore. All the links in my pinned comment are still active, I can assure you. I've not removed any of them. That's still kind of messy. There we go. Any plans on getting Defender Rare Chase Star Optimus? Funny you should mention that. I have actually already ordered them. They are already en route. So those will be put in a video as soon as they arrive. I definitely, with the Matrix Sword, how could I not pick up that rare? Saul Tarn. Tarn, yeah, he's a big boy. Fitting him in a suitcase is not the easiest thing. Also, Big O is a short... Interesting. That sounds somewhat strange. Alright, we've got knees now. Let's put together the lower legs. So D2, 5. Did you pronounce my name correctly the first time? I mean, I try to pronounce everything correctly. And I have a very long history reading things. But... where do I draw the line of how many times repeat the sentence? There's no specific line. Basically, if I just look over in the chat and there's like 5 or 6 of the same message, then I'm going to be like, all right, chill. Also, I don't instantly mute people. If somebody is kind of spamming, I'm going to say, hey, probably don't spam first before I mute. So you should be good. I'm not that strict. I'm not like hovering my finger over the silence button. Blokees make Champion or Galaxy Commando Droid. I feel like it's most likely that a Commando Droid would show up in Champion Class Light. Because we are getting a B2 and a B1 in Champion Class Light. Which I cannot wait for that. That will be so cool. Local store has 25 copies of Prime. Golly. I mean, good stock, I suppose, but hopefully it actually sells and they didn't overbuy. Recently got 2 boxes of Defender version 6, and you got 1 of the rare Megatrons. Nice. Do I get my Blokees kits from Temu or the official website? Almost all of my Blokees kits come directly from Blokees themselves. So I will usually be promoting their official site. I have not really gotten... like, whenever I'm working with Temu, I'm usually not getting Blokees. I do have a couple of things that I got from a site called OopBuy, but that's because they reached out and wanted content, and those kits were the Common Rider and stuff, so they're not available here in the US. What's my favorite Transformers Blokees? Pick a class. I can't choose out of all the classes. But yes, we're building the legs right now. And they are, in fact, double jointed, which is exactly what I like to see. That is upside down. There we go. Nicholas Felipe, welcome! Yeah, the stream replay will be here, the review will be here, so you are welcome to watch whenever you have time. Have I tried their app yet? Yeah, I do actually have the Blokees app, and I will scan. I've already scanned all of my Defender 8 guys in there, but right now the US version of the app doesn't have any of the redeemable stuff. That's only mainland China, which kind of sucks. Because, yeah, I can't get the redeem items, redeem rewards. Yammering about Transformers. Unfortunately, you're about to be even more annoying. Hey, I mean, never apologize for being a nerd. Just make sure you're considerate of other people and give them breaks from the nerding out every now and again. Links say that the product expired. The links do, or the code does, because the code and the links are two different things. And also for what product exactly? What video are you clicking on? Hamburger and ham in an air fryer? That is a very interesting choice. I'm not sure that I would have thought that up myself. But hey, if it tasted good, I guess that's cool. B Greek? That guy B, welcome! Just download the Blokees app. Nice. Yeah, the Blokees app is nice if you want to keep track of your collection at least. Because there's like a little collections tab and everything. And it tells you about new releases, which is nice. What movies or shows do I watch? Have I watched Invincible? I have not watched Invincible. That's not really on my list too much. Honestly, the excessive amount of gore kind of keeps me away. Recently, I just finished the 3 original seasons of Daredevil. Those were really good. Chic Mainland, say expired. The Chic Mainland, I have 3 videos about Chic Mainland now. So, is it the Sentinel? Is it the Fenrir's? Is it the original one? I need more specifics. In Indonesia, the Blokees app can redeem. Yes, yeah. In Asia, it's available, but yeah, in the US, not currently. Do not watch Invincible. You could add your Transformers 1 Galaxy Blokees. Yeah, that was before. They only really have it for the stuff that released more recently in the US. And codes are region locked. Mark became spaghetti. Oh, that's weird. Where do I keep my figure accessories? All over the place. I have some divided boxes. But sometimes I just put them in Ziploc bags. Sometimes I just run out of space entirely and they sit around. In the latest video, the Sentinel, the link should not have expired that soon. I can check it after the stream, but it could be your account. But yeah, Invincible, it's a little too, like, excessively gory for my taste. Like, I don't know. I'm not entirely fully opposed to gore. I mean, for example, the Daredevil show is fairly violent and gory at times, but it never feels like it's doing it just to be over the top, you know? Every single live-action Optimus except Age of Extinction and the Last Night. Yeah, I suppose so. Destroy. Yeah, the exporting. Oh, I need the side boxes. The exporting really put their computers to the test. Blokees cost triple the price. Galaxy version costs $30. Man, that's expensive. What? Am I going to review the Daredevil Blokees? I really want to. Especially since I just finished the show and I'm about to start Born Again. But I don't know yet when or if it's releasing in the US. So I need to reach out to them about that again and say, hey, is this coming out in the US or not? Is Daredevil good? So the original 3 seasons are amazing. They're very dark and kind of disturbing sometimes, but they're very good. Born Again, I have not seen yet because I just recently finished the original one. But yeah, I watched Daredevil Season 1, Daredevil Season 2, then Defenders, and then Daredevil Season 3, and that was a great watch. Absolutely fantastic. All the way through. Super well done. Not at all like modern Disney. Favors melted. Yes, processors overheated. Which is really kind of funny, actually. And now computers can do that a lot easier. Why are some Blokees model kits region locked for so long? So some Blokees model kits are region locked permanently. This is because... Am I putting on the right one? This is because they don't have the license to sell it in a region beyond Asia. So Blokees doesn't own what's called the master license. The master license for something basically says, hey, yeah, you can sell products for this wherever. You can sell it worldwide without any stipulations. It just is what it is. Blokees doesn't have that. So they have to get licensing for each region. So for example, Brand New Day Spider-Man, that Champion Class kit, never releasing in the US unless something changes with the licensing, because they tried to get the licensing and for some reason they were denied the license for that particular kit. If they just had the Master Marvel license, they could sell any Marvel kit anywhere. But right now, they were only authorized to sell it in China, which kind of sucks for the rest of us. Interesting. In the Marvel Legends. I've been tempted to get the black suit Daredevil whenever he comes out. The 2-pack with Jessica Jones. Although Marvel Legends are really expensive these days for what they are. Like, some of them are really, like, wow, these are great. And then some of them are just really subpar. Default, welcome! Since it's champion. So, the champion name doesn't mean anything about the articulation. I'll just put that out there. The champion class name has no bearing on what joints are used and so on. That being said, yes, there is... Look at this, guys. So you get one bend here. That's respectable. That's respectable. But then you get the other bend here. So we get a complete bend we can't ask for anymore. Where did I get my Brand New Day Spidey? I bought that one off of AliExpress. That one I did buy with my own money. I just went and purchased him. I got him for like 20 bucks. And it was definitely worth it. Also, yeah, I thought so. That waist is on backwards. There we go. Isn't Blokees making Daredevil? They already did. Daredevil is actually already released overseas. Blokees SpongeBob? I hope not. I don't like SpongeBob. The thigh swivel is kind of loose on this guy. The design of the joints is such that it just kind of will be loose. It'll be very difficult to tighten it as well, so I'm not a big fan of that. Champion upgrades? It doesn't. It doesn't. I promise you. The champion name has nothing to do with the articulation. Because we have double jointed knees and stuff for Blitzwing and for Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, and both of those came out under the Classic Class name. So the Classic Class name has, the Classic Class name and the Champion Class name have nothing to do with how the kit functions. I promise you. That anybody trying to say that's as a fact is, it's not. That's just not how it works. Do I trust Temu or AliExpress not to scam me? Well, it's individual sellers like eBay, so I'll just go and read the seller reviews if I'm suspicious. You know, if a product is a little too good to be true, go read the seller reviews, and usually there will be 1-star reviews of people who have tried to buy it and, you know, didn't get what they ordered. That's how I avoid getting scammed. Is that true? I don't think the proportions are perfect here, but I mean, he's pretty buff in Brand New Day. I think this is fine. Yeah. Do we know if Asia exclusive will eventually be sold worldwide? That is really a case-by-case basis, and it can't be... You can't say yes or no across the board, because some of them might be. Others will never. And that's just kind of how it goes. Got the Origin Gundam. His arms are a tad too loose. Yeah, that is the one downside of the Origin kits. Or some of the joints are loose. Like my Sharzaku is a little bit too loose for my liking. But you can tighten that up, luckily. Okay. So let's put this on. Look for reviews with pictures. Yeah, that's also a good one. Have I watched The Defenders? Yes, I did watch The Defenders. I really liked it. It was... The cinematography was insane. Each character has a color, and you know when each character is going to be important because of the colors that will be in the background. Super cool. Honestly, the most that I've enjoyed a show in a long time, just because I was having so much fun seeing how they filmed it. It was... Highly recommend Defenders. It was really good. Not spamming. Nobody's spamming currently. I don't see any spamming. Red and blue is shiny. Yes, the red and blue is quite shiny. Alright. Did I put this on right? Yeah, I did. I don't know. For some reason, the feet looked weird for a second. This hip joint feels a little too tight in some cases. And it makes me worried because I'm putting a little too much pressure on that peg there. But otherwise, pretty good. Yellow paint. No, this is Cybertron mode. I don't think he had the yellow paint at the time. Have I tried Blokees Transformers yearly version? I have 2 of the 3 yearly versions so far. I'm missing 2024's. I don't have 2024's yearly version. But the most recent one is really good. Sparing. Same text and everything. Guys, you don't have to worry too much about the spamming. If I see the spamming, I'll tell you guys, hey, chill out on the spamming. I'm not going to be handing out mutes instantly. I always will say, hey, let's chill out on the spamming. And if you don't listen, then that's when a mute gets handed out. Usually, the people that are really spamming, they don't even stop and listen to the answer to my question. And I understand the stream is delayed, so I never mute immediately. Cybertronian Earth mode parts, considering the price point, it's pretty lacking in accessories. It is lacking in accessories, but he is not lacking in size. That's the price right there, is how big he is. Because B has more accessories, and it's because he's smaller. Alright, let me close up this side of the instructions. How's the head light up? Through this right here. The motion of moving him or giving him a tap will light him up. They went an interesting route for the design of these pegs. I'm not entirely sure I like it. Anime more what? I'm not sure what the question there is. Do I have 2025 yearly version? It is not really worth it. You mean the one with the Defenders? With, little golden Optimus? That one's my favorite so far. All the Dinobots there look amazing. Yes, it's expensive, but it's definitely the best one so far. Sights on right now is Anakin. Anakin is pretty good. Also, golly. I think Blokees will make anime stuff in the future. Don't they have the JoJo license? Didn't I see something about that? Pretty sure they have the JoJo license. 7. Okay. Do I watch anime? Not that often. I watched a handful. I watched some of the Gundam ones. I watched Ultraman 1. But in general, I don't watch anime a lot. They'll make Marvel Defender. I'm not sure. There seems to be something keeping them from being real enthusiastic about that. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe it's just the way their license is or something. I don't really know. They make more 07 characters. I agree, especially with this new, like, updated articulation. Blokees model kit's batteries corrode. Well, the batteries are contained inside of a plastic box, so even if they corrode, you're not really going to have much damage to the actual kit itself. I wouldn't worry about it. So, you saw Blokees at Ross? Really? Did they say they're going to make Godzilla? Yes, they announced the Godzilla license a while back. They currently have not revealed any products for it, but, you know, they've got a million things going on, so I understand that things take some time. And they also have to get licensor approval and all sorts of stuff. Juggling legal stuff, I'm sure, is one of the least fun aspects of their job. No, yeah, Blokees is definitely making Godzilla. They revealed the license at the... They said they had the license at the beginning of this year, and that... They revealed it at the end of last year, and then they reiterated it at the beginning of this year. They do this global conference thing that they show off a lot of their licenses and whatnot. And that was one that they showed. Double check here. Just trying to make sure that none of these nubs have too much extra plastic actually sticking off. I watch Solo Leveling. No, I keep seeing ads for the game. And the ads are always really cringe. So anytime I see that name, I kind of just ignore it. Because, yeah, for a while, it was like I couldn't open YouTube without having a Solo Leveling ad shoved in my face. And it was like, become a level 900 Night Demon Lord or something. And I was like, what the heck am I even watching at this point? So, yeah, I've stayed away. Need these Blokees releases to chill. This is release month for a lot of stuff. Which is why they've been going so crazy. Go. Got the elbow joint. The elbow joint is a double joint. 2025 year. Oh, wait. Wait. 6 shining figures. That's 2020. Hold on. Wait, which one is the Dinobot? The one with... Are you talking about the one with, Missing Link Optimus? Is that the shining version you're talking about? I think I'm getting mixed up on which year the new Dinobot one is. Is that the 2026 version? I don't know. I'm getting very mixed up on which one's which. Do I think I'll ever review normal Hasbro Transformers? Probably not, because then I'm trying to compete with people like That Toy Guy and Prime vs. Prime and a million others who have been in this game of transforming Transformers for ages. Also, Hasbro stuff is very expensive for very little bang for your buck, and I tend not to like them. And I also try not to review things that I look at and go, wow, I instantly don't like that. Because then there's not much point in me reviewing it. I have to be interested in seeing if it's any good or not. You know, otherwise, it's just a guaranteed bad review. The game... Oh, the game is trash? Interesting. Interesting. How about the plastic? In terms of Action Edition? I don't think there's a massive difference, but... I mean, it feels fairly similar to me. Am I going to review Spider-Man Brand New Day stuff? I plan to... Well, I have the Champion Class kit. I'm working on the review for that. But the Champion Class Light, I may or may not do those ones. We'll see. Hasbro's gotten pretty bad. Yeah, Hasbro, I don't know what they're smoking over there, but it's not good. Like, I was thinking about getting the new Star Convoy, especially in the Nemesis colors. Then I looked and it was like $180. And I was like, no, thank you. B reviews. Do I like Pacific Rim? I would say, is that a question? But that actually is a fair question. Yes, definitely. I watched the first movie, which a lot of fans will say is the only movie, probably 10 or 12 times now. I actually did kind of enjoy the second one, even though it's a terrible movie. But the mech fights are still fun to watch. I've also watched Season 1 of Pacific Rim the Black twice. That one was decent. It wasn't as good as I think it could have been, but it was decent. Atlas Destroyer is one of my favorite Jaegers now, because it has such a sick color scheme. Bought Skybound Optimus, it's $80. $86 Optimus. That's still expensive though. That's still what was that one? That one was $80, wasn't it? Yeah, Hasbro just, I don't know, all the big companies these days are just like money grubbing harder than ever and giving less and less value for the money every time. Please review. Like I said, I have the Champion Class Spidey, the Champion Class Light. I don't know if I will review because a case of those is like $70 for me, and I don't believe that is in the channel budget currently. So that will, if they happen to come to the US, then I will definitely review them. Otherwise, they could be something I don't ever cover. VinCubing, thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Oh yeah, the shoulders. So we got actual printed shoulders here. Also, we are almost done with Optimus. Oh, you wait to... Okay, yeah, I'll do the comparison once he's put together then, instead of waiting till the very end. That way you can see it. Interested in AI? What? Tell me a big CEO of any company who is not head over heels for AI, and I will genuinely be shocked. Because all of these companies, like these, they hear less work and more money, and they just start drooling. They can't think straight. All they can do is use the AI and try to get as much money out of it as possible, even though it's been proven that this stuff is not working. But hey, if you want somebody out of touch, there is never going to be a better person for being out of touch than big CEOs. Can you tell that I'm not really a big fan of giant corporations right now? Got any news with my child that isn't sensitive info? Not much of it's very sensitive. She's very crazy. She wants to crawl so bad, even though she's not supposed to be crawling yet. But she wants to. She wants to crawl so bad. She has a very large personality. It's very fun. She'll wake up in the morning just talking her head off. You do support AI? I mean, most cases of AI... Well, first of all, the term AI is not even a correct one. Like, there's nothing actually intelligent about the tool. And also, yeah, it's just been used in the worst possible ways. It's being used as a human replacement and not a tool at all. It's just, yeah, it's bad. I am pretty much fully on the anti-AI side of things. I mean, there are certain things that they say they use AI in, like object detector for cutouts in Photoshop. But that's been around for ages. It's just gotten better. The math has gotten better. So stuff like that, you know, that's fine. But generating pictures and saying that it's art, trying to generate movies, making people, you know, I don't know. Making people draft emails with AI. It's all crap. All of it's crap. Think they would buy out the greedy companies? Maybe. They might. I do not know how to pronounce that name, but thank you very much. How old is she now? She's like a little over 5 months now. Just barely over 5 months. What do I like from the Megatronus champion class? I mean, overall, it's a great kit. Only thing I don't like is the loose joints. Everything else is fantastic. All right, let's give him arms. Feel like AI has made us dumber. Yes, well, everybody's asking AI for the information, except the problem with the models of AI is they're not made to actually answer questions. They're just made to affirm what you're already thinking. Which is bad. Fate Lift, you made your first Squad 45 marketplace purchase. Nice. Wait, who'd you buy from? Was it Heavy? Heavy and well, I was gonna say Mega Burb, but Mega Burb doesn't sell all that much anymore. Which is sad. Burb was the best seller in the business. Going to be a filmmaker and generative AI is the bane of your existence. It's not, I promise you. Anything you can make will have better results than the AI. Yes, the AI might look visually more flashy, but an AI can never focus on the little tiny details, the subtle hints and, you know, just the world building the way that a human can. We still need real human filmmakers. Don't let AI people tell you that the film industry is dead because AI is going to take over. That's just a lie. They might try it, but it will still be terrible. And there will always be those of us who want to watch real human-made films. Do I think the official Blokees site will ship outside the US in the future? I do think so. I just think that they've scaled up so fast, it's kind of hard for them to keep up because they have to make sure that they've got licenses and infrastructure to reach all of the different areas. Arms aren't painted blue, but gray. He doesn't have... There's a little bit of blue that's supposed to be on there that Blokees left off, except in the Bee movie, the Bumblebee movie, not the Bee movie, the Bumblebee movie, there is when he sends the message to Bee saying, like, I'm coming, he's not actually... He doesn't have that blue, which is interesting. Trying to trim the hands a little bit. Let's give him... He's got the pointy finger hands. You're Irish to buy the Blokees store on Amazon. Yeah, that's difficult. Do I like from Sentinel Prime champion class? I mean, I do have whole videos on these particular guys. Recapping my entire thoughts in a live stream is a little difficult. Multiversal, welcome! Your entire YouTube notification history is just my videos and live streams. Yeah, I've been working a little overtime lately, you can say. He sent what to be? He sent a message and he's like, I'm coming to Earth. You know, keep it safe. Will I ever make Yellow Park reviews? I've already actually made 3. I reviewed their Knight AMK Pro Optimus. I reviewed normal AMK Rise of the Beast Optimus. And I reviewed AMK Mini Wave 2. And I reached out to them again because they sent me AMK Mini Wave 2. And they had said they wanted to work with me more. And I reached out to them and they were like, we don't have any products to send you. And I was like, okay, you're going to not be even nice about, like, you're not even going to be polite in sending your emails? Okay, I will not work with you anymore. Bye. So anything Yellow Park, I basically have to buy myself. And they've been jacking their prices up like crazy lately. I think it's like $80 or $90 for AMK Pro Optimus now. Good to hear. I am currently tired, but otherwise, well, this week has been a sprint. Actually, the last 2 weeks have been a sprint in terms of content. But the sprint is slowing down. I can chill out for a little bit. The mini wave. The mini wave is, beware, the quality is not the best. Like, I was expecting Blokees level quality, and it is definitely not. Release month, is this the only time? Oh, no. So when I say release month, it's not like a specific time, because they have products releasing throughout the entire year. It's just this month in particular has a very high concentration of products releasing. I mean, we had Galaxy, we had Defender, we have these guys, we have Mega Man. So a lot of stuff releasing at once. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a couple more releases, or waves of releases, before the end of the year. It's just this month is a big release month. All right. Popping his head on. Did that go on? Oh, it didn't click for some reason. Is this... Hold on. I think I see the problem. Yep, that was the problem. This... Make sure you get this gray piece down all the way. There we go. Nice click. That's great. I'm going to live stream the transforming kit. I'm going to put a poll out later today, and you guys can vote if I build that or if I build a Chic Mainland kit this weekend. Yes, let me build the gun, and I'll grab Rise of the Beast Optimus. And you guys will see the vast, vast difference between the two kits. I'm telling you now, it is night and day between these two. It's barely even a comparison. What I say is a good Blokees champion class kit. I mean, these two new ones. Of all the times to get into it, this would be the greatest time, because, like, we're getting kits like this now. Champion class, yes. Champion class. This is probably the most proportionate and finely detailed champion class kit so far. I thought Bay vs. Optimus was going to be the best. Also, yeah, look at this. Blast effect. Yes, please. And we have hinging waist skirts, so... And we get a pointy finger hand. Alright. I will grab Rise of the Beast Optimus. Let me lower this down a little bit. This kit does not look perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. He looks pretty darn good to me. He definitely does. It was heavy. Yup, nice. Yeah, heavy is like the seller right now. Alright, let me bring this light in a little bit. And I will grab the very first release. Think Blokees will make Last Night Prime? Possibly. Bumblebee. No, Bumblebee is actually about the same size. Well, he's maybe a little bit bigger. Let me make sure this dude is standing upright. There's a little bit of separation that happens for the bicep. Alright. Hey, Bible scriptures? Interesting. I don't know if I have a full opinion. Oh, look at this. Huge fan of the Bumblebee movie designs. I'm a little bit worn out from them because we've had so much hype around them for so long. But I gotta say, I mean, look at that. Look at that difference. B is the actual, like, bug one. Building B, posing with Blitzwing being choked. That would be a lot more difficult. CC Skybound, Starscream, if that's actually what it is. yeah, it's little kid Optimus and then grown up. Look at that. I mean, look. It's such a big difference. It's such a big difference. All right. We'll set him to the side. We'll set our little fella to the side as well. How does it feel? He's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. The only real loose parts are these swivels. I don't really love that. And sometimes, you know, moving the leg outward, this joint's rather tight. And it kind of makes me a little worried, but... yeah, it's stiff getting it all the way out. But you can get all the way out to the side. Yeah. Yes, this is proper Beetlebee. Not just the Camaro. But yeah, overall, Prime feels pretty good. There's just a few of those issues here and there. Champion class. It's not the champion class name. It's not the name. I promise you. The champion class name and the classic class names have nothing to do with the size. They have nothing to do with anything. It's literally just a name change to make things universal across the line. Somebody is speaking in Spanish in the chat, and unfortunately, I do not know Spanish. Any good Decepticons? I mean, he's a little small now, but we have Blitzwing. Although, I mean, to be honest, they don't look bad. Gyro Petro, thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day, or I guess night. Got a lot of packages in the mail. Oh, yo, you got the dropship. I'm still sad I had to sell mine. Should you get this guy? I mean, if you like this design, this is the best version so far. Optimus looks like he's about to pummel Blitzwing. I actually like him being taller than Blitzwing. So yeah, Blitzwing matches. I'll keep Blitzwing around because we're going to need to compare him to B. Good custom out of... Yeah, you could. Blitzwing's face always looked odd. He has a very interesting face. You compare it to Rise of the Beast Bumblebee? Let me build B first. You can speak and read a little in Spanish. Yeah, I do not know Spanish, so if we have anybody that's really asking something in Spanish. Do I have Optimus Primal? Unfortunately, I only have Monkey Mode. I don't have normal Bot Mode Primal. We have a couple people that can speak Spanish. Look at that. Some print for the chest. Very nice. Forced to sell it. Well, yeah, if you ever do, and I'm able to, then that definitely is one of those sets that, like, I'm not actively hunting it, but if I ever stumble across one, I would buy it. Although I will say, I originally got the one that I had for, like, $50, I think. So, it'd be hard to find another one for that good of a deal. Alright, let's move this stuff out of the way. Do I have Dark the Moon Bumblebee? Yes, I do. Don't see who was speaking. There was one message up in the chat. I haven't seen them send something since. Oh yeah, this is interesting. So we're actually going to be building B, but he has the light up torso upside down. Do I have any from Transformers 1? I do. I have all of them, actually. Alright, let's do this. Can't understand Asian. I cannot understand any of the, like, Asian script languages either. You know, it'd probably be helpful to know, you know, a bunch of different languages for, especially doing this where my content's being viewed around the world. But I do not. produce 150. Well, if that ever happens, feel free to hit me up. Hopefully, though, you don't have to sell it ever because, man, it is a very, very good set. It's actually surprisingly swooshable, too, for how big it is. Like, there was a couple times I was picking that thing up and swooshing it around the room. And it was quite good. You can also pack a lot of figures in. Oh, that left a bit of a gouge. Okay. Looks mostly fine. Yeah, so this is interesting because we're doing this backwards. Those Rise of the Beast Asia exclusive multi-packs. I only bought one, and that cost me like $70, I think. It was not cheap. Wait a minute, that's backwards. Now, they're basically impossible to find in some cases. Also, yeah, we got some butterfly joints here. Am I putting this in the right way? Yeah, I am. Sofeevska? I do not know how to say that name, but thank you for stopping by. There is never apology needed when you have to leave. The streams are for fun. Whenever you gotta go, you gotta go. Superior Banished Phantom. Yes, 100%. Mistake the Tower of Babel. I don't think you want to go back to the Tower of Babel. That would, talk about, like, that was an end-of-the-world scenario, you know? I personally would not want to go back to Tower of Babel. What are the Bayverse? Bayverse, so I got that pretty soon after Bumblebee listed it. And I think I paid, like, 50 or 60 bucks for the Bayverse 2-pack. In Asia, I know they were only like 20 bucks, but the cheapest I could get it here was like 50, I think. Unrelated, but am I going to watch Avengers Doomsday when it releases? I'll watch it soon after it releases. I don't know if I'm going to watch it on, like, really quick. To be honest, I'm fairly burnt out from the MCU, and it just feels like they're trying desperately to bring people back. And it just doesn't feel like a very genuine, like, good movie. If that makes sense. This yellow cleans up nicely. Watch Bumblebee again? Yeah, I need to watch Bumblebee again as well. AKA the Banished Scarab. The build definitely takes a bit of time. Black Ring designed it pretty well, but it is, keep in mind, it is kind of fragile. It does not swoosh very well. Not that a Scarab would swoosh well to begin with. Ah! I can't grab it. This is outer armor pieces, which is why I'm taking a little extra time to make sure it's trimmed. Don't think Tower of Babel destroy the world. No, it definitely did. It did not. I mean, imagine, there was once upon a time a fully united humanity that could speak the same language and work together on everything. And then, because they disobeyed, they were not able to understand each other anymore. Can you imagine if all of a sudden you couldn't understand anybody around you? You know how terrifying that would be? Like, society collapsed, and everybody split up because they couldn't understand. It was definitely an apocalypse of sorts. Like, it's hard for us to understand how genuinely, like, terrifying that would be. But yeah, that would be terrible. Think Blokees would do Marvel's designs outside of Rivals and MCU? I mean, they already have. They did the Spider-Man Galaxy Waves. Those are not either MCU or Rivals. A lot of those were, like, more cartoon designs. Is that correct? Guess that's correct. Alright. What did you miss? Prime is finished. We are partway through B. Which one is my rarest and most valuable figures or sets from Mega Bloks? Probably all of my unreleased ones, because I have a lot of the unreleased figures now. I mean, I have probably about half of the unreleased ones. What's my favorite Bible verse? I think somebody asked this last stream, too. It's Joshua 1:9. That one's the one that goes, like, be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. That one. Like, these Loki's need to chill and do more Star Wars. I mean, there's more Star Wars on the way. We've got Cody and Maul and Obi-Wan coming. We've got a champion class wave with B1 Battle Droid, B2 Battle Droid, Ahsoka, Rex, 3PO, Plane Phase 2 Clone Trooper. Now they're revealing Mando Galaxy version wave with Death Troopers, another Stormtrooper, another version of IG-11, Season 1 Mando. They're cooking on all fronts. They're cooking on all fronts. The Transformers is not really taking away from the other lines. Why are there no more Halo Mega Bloks? Because Mattel killed the line off, basically. They determined, I guess, that it wasn't making enough money and kind of put it on the shelf. Also, look at that. That's a nice torso. That's a very nice torso. Oh, yeah, and they gave us printed windows, which is really nice. There we go. How do Mega Constructs scale with Transformers? Well, depends. With these ones, I think they look good, but they're not quite in scale exactly. But I actually have done photos with Mega Constructs and Blokees together. Blokees should do Purge Troopers. Ooh. If it meant also them doing like Cal Kestis and some Purge Troopers, that would be great. Gouged that a little bit more than I wanted to, but it's not too bad. Blokees ever going to make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I can't really answer that question because, I mean, right now they don't have the license. So I can say right now they are not going to. Ever? Well, I have no idea. It depends on if they get the license or not. And, you know, they could. They could end up getting the license. Also, rolling sharp blade. I don't really like that. Bayverse Sideswipe. I would love to get Bayverse Sideswipe. Also, there we go. So we've got a torso. It's a very nice little torso. They've done a great job. It looks like the waist piece is going to be a very simple build. Magnus. Oh, Magnus. Magnus is... He's also still not quite... So, here, I'll show you something. If you want a Transformer that scales accurately, then you need... I'm knocking stuff over. If you want a Transformer that scales accurately, you have to get, like, somebody like this. He is an accurately scaled Optimus 2 Mega Constructs. However, I think that Magnus would scale pretty much perfectly as well. Not accurately, but he would look good. He would look very good. But yeah, this guy is actually more to scale. This dude is... I mean, if the windows and doors are such that if he transformed into a truck, you could actually fit a guy in there. But yeah, this is this is very large. He's a very big chonker. I have a review video in the works, but it's been delayed by Blokees releases. It's still coming though, don't worry. It is still coming. To answer, I saw somebody was asking when these and Ultron are coming into Amazon. I don't know about Ultron because Ultron is not currently approved for sale in the US, or I don't really know. I don't really know when that's coming. These guys should be soonish, though. Yeah, big chunker. He's very cool. He's not a perfect figure, but he's very cool. Too often, bad environment destroys good character. Oh, those are both very solid verses. Quite solid. Alright, the waist unit here. There is no ab crunch of any sort here, unfortunately. You have Defender Bumblebee. Hasbro transforming Devastation Bumblebee. This guy, I would say yes. He's very fun. He is very fun. Alright, so C2. I'm going to do the legs both at once here. Fate Lift, thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, I'm looking for here. How big is... Wait, how big is who? B? Are you talking about B or are you talking about the giant 3-0 Prime? Figures are already up on the website. Nice. What classic class do I want to see next? I want an updated Bayverse Optimus. So badly. Hero. Interesting. Have I released a video about Kamen Rider kits? No. I haven't even worked on that video. It has been on hold until the Blokees releases slow down, because when a new kit is coming out, its priority goes to the new stuff. Call them non-transforming. Call them Transformers action figures. Actually, Blokees really doesn't like being called action figures. Like, I'm not allowed to call them action figures if I'm making the review or whatever, because they're not. And they don't have the license for action figures. They have the license to be model kits. But, I mean, the end result's very similar. See, I just say, like, Transformer and then proper Transformer or Transformable Transformer. Because these are still Transformers. They're just not Transformable. Concept Bumblebee movie Megatron. Oh, yeah. I've seen that one. It's a very interesting design. I wouldn't mind getting a kit of that. I think that would be pretty cool. That doesn't look too bad. Trying not to spend too much time filing the joint, or not the joints, the nubs down. I could take ages trying to get it perfect, but then that makes the build take a lot longer. When was a noun? Yeah, well, it's both a verb and a noun, and people don't understand that. Also, for some reason, a lot of, like, older Transformers collectors are really threatened by the idea of, like, model kits and action figures also being Transformers. I don't know why. It's like they feel their childhood is being threatened or something. Hasbro, if Hasbro came to me and, like, said, hey, we'll either pay you or give you a lot of product to lie, the answer is no. I mean, when I say you can't buy good reviews on this channel, that means you cannot buy good reviews on this channel. There is nothing that can be done to... Wait a minute, what did I do wrong? Oh. There's nothing that can be done to make me say good things if there aren't good things to say, you know? Then it's not a review. There's no point in a review that's not honest, in my opinion. What Action Edition should be made next? I think Ultra Magnus. I think Ultra Magnus would be awesome. Oh, it's the same for both sides. Okay, that's easy. Five Nights at Freddy's. Hopefully never. Hopefully never. Would be funny if Blokees made Action Edition Unicron body. See, they wouldn't do that. People keep saying that, but I don't think they would do that. They're not going to release a kit that requires you to get an older kit for something as important as the head. That's just not a very good business strategy either. Bayverse Prime. The Jetwing one is definitely better, because Jetwing gives you both 2007 and Jetwing. I don't really see any reason to buy the original 2007 one anymore, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I gotta... Actually, a lot of people have been getting mad at me for pointing out the problems with Defender version 8. But I'm like, my job is not to just sit here and say good things. My job is to point out all of the details, whether they're good or bad. A reviewer is supposed to point out all of it. So if it's bad, then I gotta say it's bad. If it's good, I gotta say it's good. If it's a mix, well then, I also have to say it's a mix. That's just how reviewing works, but some people don't like that. Unlucky for them, though, I don't particularly care if they want me to just say good things or just say bad things, because then I would be doing my job poorly. Starscream. The customer is always right. The customer is always right to a degree, yes. You should never treat them as if they're just straight up wrong, but sometimes the customer is very wrong. Also, guys, look at this. I think this is pretty cool. Let me make sure I get my light in here. There's a joint here. It's a very sneaky joint, and it looks very good. How can Blokees improve if you don't mention the good and the bad? Exactly. That is the exact reason why I mentioned stuff. Somebody just commented on the short that I put out about Defender version 8, and they were like, bro, stop complaining. For the price, they're great. And I'm like, okay. Sure. We say, yes, they're very cheap. You know, they don't cost a lot of money. They don't, you know, they're made fairly quick, whatever. If I were asking for Blokees to add a ton more detail or something, I would understand that. But most of what I was talking about was removing plastic. And removing plastic means it's going to be less expensive. So it's actually better in the long run for it to be less expensive. It was an actual embarrassment that Astro Rally was plagued with QC issues. I wouldn't say the Astro Rally wave was plagued with QC issues. The only problem was some loose joints. And I've had a lot of people tell me that was an early release, early production wave problem. And that a lot of them aren't having it. And I've gotten 2 full sets now. And the loose joints are varying on there. And that's an easy fix. Like, yeah, it's annoying, but I wouldn't say it was plagued by quality control issues. It was plagued by AI marketing, for sure. But as a whole, I think the designs of the Astro Rally stuff were fairly well thought out. There was those clips that were designed a little bit weird, but again, I don't know that I would say they were plagued by issues. Like, I didn't walk away from that wave going, wow, I saw so many issues, the same way I did with Defender 8. Oz Sharabi, welcome. It's a very enthusiastic join. It's the company, yeah, you gotta, I mean, there are people that are paid. See, here's the thing. If you're paid to show off a product, that's fine. You just have to disclose, hey, this is not a review, this is just a showcase. And if you do that, okay, cool. If they're paying you to say good things about it and you're doing a showcase, whatever. I don't have any problems with that. It's if you're saying, hey, I'm going to critically look at this product and tell you what I think. And then you say, yep, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. Oh, by the way, they paid me. It's like, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Did we get a real answer here? Teletran Master, welcome! I feel like it's been a bit since you've been around. Although I've been streaming so much lately that every day feels like 2 or 3 days, so I could be wrong. Well, it's not a nub to clean up. The render images for these? What? These are not AI. Some of their promo pictures, I think the background was AI, but the actual renders, like on the boxes? No, those are just renders. As far as I can tell, none of the parts are clipping in the way that AI would. Think Blokees will make Pacific Rim? I think it's likely, but I can't say much more than that. Because I don't know. I don't want to say, yes, I think they will, and then have you guys be waiting for something that's not actually coming, you know? Oh, whoops, I forgot a couple pieces. Money for some gunpowder accessories. I'm still incredibly pleased with Astro Rally. I think it's a super cool idea, super cool wave. I'm really looking forward to wave 2. But yeah, the AI stuff is disgraceful. Oh man, did this just already like lock into place, basically? Oh, there we go. Got it. I forgot a couple pieces. Do you think Blokees has released a bad Transformers figure? I mean, yes, in Defender, yeah, for sure. Or Transformers kit, I should say. That's arm. B28. For specialized body for the fembots. I do think that the torso, they did fine with the torsos. I think it was okay. I think what they did there was decently well thought out. It was just the arms and the legs that they just fumbled so hard with. So to do butts. Well, they didn't do that for the Defenders. I am happy to report that. That's why I'm okay with those. Like the waist piece, they didn't do over the top, which was fine. Action Edition Megatron was bad. That is also true, yes. Action Edition Megatron was in fact bad. The silver plastic that they used was just very brittle. And also he was so freaking loose, but the plastic is so brittle that you can't really tighten it up. That's how I broke mine. I was like, oh gosh. Like, I was actively filming the outro for the video, and he would not stand up. He just fell over every time. So then I was like, alright, I'll just do my normal glue trick. And the glue just blew up the joints. It was bad. It was really bad. I haven't seen any Blokees kit quite that bad in a while. Show called Leverage. Interesting. Toughest Defender? The toughest. I mean, for me, it's a tie between Star Optimus and Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus, he was so well done. I was so happy. When they showed him off, I was a little worried that they were going to mess up the way his shoulders were. But they did it so well. Which is part of why I was so critical on them this wave. Because I know they can do things like bulky shoulders well. Because they did. They did it so well with Magnus. Live action Bowser, interesting. Who's my favorite from Galaxy version? It's a tie up between 4 actually. Ultra Magnus, the new one, New Rodimus, and the Shining version Optimus and IDW Shining Optimus. I have a hard time choosing between the 4. It makes Hot Rod, both live action and G1. Would I buy it out of my own money? Like, which Hot Rod? Because they've already made Hot Rod. Wait, which way is this going? Am I grabbing the wrong one? I am. Who's my favorite? It's between Ultra Magnus and Optimus for me. Cosmic Rust on Megatron. Blokees Minecraft? Actually, that would be so cool. Blokees Minecraft would be amazing. Alright, we have a leg finished. He does not have a double joint. It's a single joint, but it's a pretty darn good single joint, so I'm not really sad about that. What are my thoughts about the problems with GTA? Personally, I don't really care. GTA is so far down on my list of games. Like, I would never play GTA. It's just not on my list. So when I see issues about it, I just kind of laugh and move on. Skybound. I love what they do with Ultra Magnus. Oh, I for some reason didn't know that he was in there. Oh, Hot Rod. So I would buy a Hot Rod Champion class if it was the IDW, more like Rodimus design. If it was just G1 Hot Rod, he's not my favorite design of the character. If it were live action, maybe. I don't love the way they made him look in, like, Bayverse, to be completely honest. Yellow Dictator Bot? Why is he a dictator? I mean, I know he leads for a while, but why is he a dictator? Have I reviewed the Semoblock Mini Homoxian kits? Yes, I have. The review is actually available right now, as well as a live build replay. Alright, look at that. So, B has the splits going. He's a helicopter now. Oh, don't do that. He's not meant to be a helicopter. Make lockdown. A champion class lockdown would actually be super cool. Yeah, like, what was it? The Age of Extinction lockdown? Yeah. Optimus Prime 06. Optimus Prime 06. Wait, 06? Hmm? Wait, was that? That wasn't Wave 6, was it? IDW Hot Rod. IDW Hot Rod in champion class would be brilliant. It would be so good. Okay, we've got some feet to put together here. I'm trying to make sure. It looks like I cut, like, into mustard or something. There's so much plastic, yellow plastic on my knife. Well, that's an ugly nub. But it doesn't get really any better as you shave it. You think Sentinel was like King Saul? No, not really. Because Saul had good intentions at first. He was just an egotistical, kind of a jerk at a lot of times. Sentinel was always a jerk. Sentinel always wanted to lead. He was always kind of evil. Saul wasn't originally. IW Hot Rod Champion class. Yes. What's my favorite defender? I think I basically have answered this because it's the same. It's the same as which one I've said before. Like IDW. Sorry, not IDW. We said IDW so many times. I'm thinking IDW. Ultra Magnus and Star Optimus. Movie The Encounter. That's a very, very generic name, so I have no idea. How hot is it here? It's actually cooled down a bit for once. Like, I'm not sweating for once. Which, lately, that has been a rarity. Let me make sure I'm in focus. Alright, let's put some feet together. I think it's like 70 degrees here. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. I know some parts of the world don't do Fahrenheit. Blackout. Ooh, actually, champion class Blackout would be awesome. If they did a Optimus and Blackout as the next two, like Bayverse guys, I would actually be fairly happy with that. I think Blackout looks pretty cool. IDW Star Saber. That would be kind of cool. Transformers 1 was Cain and Abel. No. That's not even quite right either. Because Cain and Abel, Cain sinned because he was jealous. In Transformers 1, Megatron goes crazy because he's angry, because he was lied to. Cain was never really lied to. Actually, he wasn't at all. 80 to 90 degrees. I do not envy you at all. I have been experiencing such heat quite a lot lately. Will I watch the 86 movie back in theaters? Yes, I plan to. Especially because my father-in-law saw that in theaters when he was younger. So I'm gonna see if I can get him to go and watch it as well, because I think that would be cool. I've only seen the 86 movie once. So I'm down to watch it again. Also, Ultra Magnus is in it, so that instantly makes me more interested. Nitro Zeus. I feel like that would be such a random pull for a kit. But then again, that is Blokees' specialty. They'll do like main character, main character, main character, main character, and then all of a sudden out of the blue it's like, yeah, here is this super left field character. D16's actions were justified. They were, but they actually didn't fix the problem that he was angry about. He actually ended up making the problem worse. But he, it wasn't like he was unfair in his reactions. Well, here's the thing. Megatron, here's the difference. The difference is that Megatron reacted, but Optimus acted, and that was the difference, because just reacting isn't a good way to create long-term change. And that's true in real life, too. If you want to make long-term change, probably just don't react. You know, like, you need to choose your actions and act, but don't just fly off the handle and react. And that's the difference between the two. Megatron felt betrayed, he felt lied to, and he was, but he let his emotions choose his reaction. Optimus said, okay, we need to make things better for everyone. Let me make a plan and let me act it out. What's my favorite Shining version? Shining version 4. That's an easy one for me. I love it when people ask that question because that's an easy answer. Shining version 4 is by far my favorite. Just hands down. So easy for me to say that. IDW Optimus, IDW Megatron, Shockwave, Shatterglass Starscream. So good. Transformers 1 with their nephews. Oh yeah, the post-credit scene was definitely worth watching. Like Optimus and Magnus. White Optimus version of Magnus is also really cool. Wait, did I put this together the correct way? Okay, yes I did. My favorite champion class, Optimus Prime or B? Oh, that's hard. That's actually really hard because I like them both, but for different reasons. There are some things that I dislike about each, and there are some things that I really like about each. So it's hard. Your favorite Shining version is 02. Oh, with the, was it Shining 1985? What is that one? 85? Blokees should get the Metabots IP. Who owns the Metabots IP? What did I say? I told you Ross transforming Transformers are $12. I've actually seen that there. But the problem is most of the good ones never end up at Ross. Like, I'm never going to find a Skybound Optimus at Ross. Right? Like, that sells out too much. If I ever did, I'd probably pick him up. Because for $12, it'd be worth my time. But yeah, usually it's the ones that nobody really likes. They kind of look lackluster or, you know, they're not the good ones. They're not the ones that people really like. Because again, they wouldn't really end up at Ross if they were that popular. Usually stuff ends up at Ross because they're not so popular. Action Edition Magnet. Oh, now that would be amazing. That would actually be so freaking cool. Danilo Bendol, welcome. Tarn. Well, we're past that now because he is definitely getting some attention these days. I mean, Blokees has made 4 versions of him so far. 4? Yeah, I believe. We're 4 versions in. Ah. What's Ross? Ross is a discount overstock store in the US. Well, I don't know if it's in the entirety of the US. It's at least on the East Coast. But yeah, it's like a discount store. Yeah, usually they get stuff from Walmart and Target. Blokees Lightning McQueen. Yo, that would actually be kind of cool. I would be kind of on board with that, not gonna lie. Like a whole Wheels wave that's just Cars. Because I loved Cars when I was younger. I remember when it came out. I loved it. Where do I get these? I got these directly from Blokees. They are now available from the Blokees site, though. Dude, the base stands. They're not going to hold long. Well, these stands, they don't really come with anything. Like, they work quite well when you put them on the studs, but they're not going to hold them up, you know? All right, we're very close here. Bandai owns Metabots. Yeah, if Bandai has it, they're probably not gonna let it go. Blokees War Machine. Blokees did do War Machine, actually. They just did him in a Galaxy Wave. Galaxy Wave 3? They also did Iron Patriot. You have 3 Blokees. You got muted last time for repeating how many Blokees you had. It's very cool that you have 3 Blokees. I applaud that. But please do not spam in the chat, or else I will have to mute you again. And I would prefer not to, because I don't really like muting people. You're watching this in a hospital bed right now. Bro, what did you do? How are you in the hospital? That's not usually a place people like to spend time if they can avoid it. I'm so confused. I have no idea what you're talking about, Blue Raccoon, with Teleporter and Megatron and whatnot. What action edition do I want to see in the future? You mean aside from Magnus? I'm very simple. I really like reiterations of the characters that I like. I think that an action edition, Bayverse Optimus would be insane and would really shake up the scene a little bit. Because right now, for the size, we have the upcoming YOLO Park one, but that's about it. There's no other ones at that size. There's the one I showed you guys earlier, but he's also a $200 figure and not quite as affordable. We have now perfect classic class for action. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about classic class. In that case, yes, I agree. The current action edition stands are kind of useless at the moment. I definitely agree with that. The stands aren't high enough to really get them off the ground because of how tall they are now. And yeah, the weight is just... Agreed. Thank you for the content. Well, I appreciate the support. You're from Russia? Ugh, I kind of envy your climate right now. I'm sure it's way cooler in Russia. Somebody else, was it you or somebody else that also commented on the Sheik Mainland build and were saying they were from Russia as well. Yeah, every time I see somebody who says they're from Russia, at least in the summer, I go, man, must be nice over there. Iron Patriot is nicer than War Machine, for sure. TMNT based on Fortnite and mecha style designs. Well, again, as with every other time Blokees TMNT has been mentioned, they would need the license first, which they currently do not have. Recovery for Prime. Did Prime respond? Hold on. If he responded, I did not see what Prime said about why he's watching in a hospital bed. Okay, here we go. You're from California. See, here's the thing, though. I think I would actually prefer California's heat over what's here some of the time. Because here in Virginia, it is humid. California doesn't have very humid heat. It's just, you know, it's hot. It's hot and dry. Here it is hot and wet. Best Star Wars Blokees kit? Oh, that's easy. That's easy. It's the Clone Trooper. It's the Clone Trooper. I already have 4 of them. Yeah, I have 4 of them and might get another 4. Wait, did I do this incorrectly? I think I did. But luckily I can just flip it around like that. And then we can pop this on. There we go. Actually, I think I'm more focused on B in the background. Oh, I put the... whoops. Blokees Ben 10. I don't actually really know much about Ben 10. I never watched it. I think my wife did when she was younger, but I've never watched it. I also didn't know that there was Gunnar art for it. That's really weird. That's actually really weird. Why would... I don't understand. That is beyond my comprehension. Also, I think I should have done this first. I'm gonna rotate this around. Can we see the instructions? What? I'm confused. Why? The instructions, you won't get a good enough view of them. Wait, is this the right? Oh, I was putting this on the wrong side. That would be why it's not fitting. What is the... I'm confused as to why do you need to see the instructions? I'm confused. I mean, they're just pretty normal. They're very standard for Blokees instructions. Worst sounding Transformer name? Oh gosh, I actually just read a bunch the other day. Survive. Oh, okay, now your previous comments make a lot more sense. I didn't realize, I must have missed the first message. I didn't realize you were talking about an original character, and so I was completely missing the context. I just look and see chat messages about a teleporter who ends up fighting a cop or something. And I was like, what is going on? Oh. That's weird. Yeah, that's... Sometimes fandoms need to be stopped. Like, what a great way to ruin a franchise. I don't think there's any way to quicker ruin a franchise than start shipping characters and then, like, making art about it. Like, golly, do you have anything better to do in your life than make this kind of art? The answer is always yes, you do, but... What's my take on Disney Pixar's Cars? I mean, like I said earlier, I loved it as a kid. I watched the first one probably too many times to count. And here's a kind of hot take. I think that the second one is awesome, and I think it's the best out of all the Cars movies. For some reason, a lot of people hate it, but I absolutely loved the second one. Like, as a kid, I liked that even more than the first one. I think it was the coolest idea. The coolest take. Merciful here. Francis 44. 111 degrees. Golly, what the heck? Same what happened to Harry Potter. Well, yeah, I mean, Harry Potter and Transformers have been so big for a while. Now, I mean, you can even buy weird figures of RC and Windblade that have weirdly human proportions, and it's like, what the heck are we doing? Do we not have any shame? Because, you know, sometimes a little shame here and there is not a bad thing. If you're making stuff like that, sometimes you need to have that little, like, ooh, should I be doing this feeling? Alien Force is the best Ben 10 show. I remember when Lego did Ben 10. That was a weird... I didn't know what it was, so I was just confused as to why there were these weird, buildable alien guys. See, okay, here's the thing. You can ship people in that you're, like, rooting for them to be together in the show or whatever. That's one thing. But when you start going online and drawing, like, really crass ideas of what you think it would look like, that's the line. Like the Galaxy version 9 RC. No, Galaxy version 9 RC is not anywhere close to how bad a lot of the figures are. Like, not even remotely close. Yeah, there are a couple that are pretty popular that are so bad that I'm just like, get it off my screen, get it off my screen. And of course, when they look that realistic, then people start doing weird poses, and it's just like, what are we doing? We've gone beyond liking this franchise to shouting to the whole world that we have no life, kind of a thing. Like, yeah. Big Chill. Big Chill is such a funny name. How's about it? Because you have a fever and it's reaching 41 hold up. 41 degrees Celsius, I'm assuming. We were just told that 44 was like 111. So, yeah, that's a pretty steep fever. Yeah, we'll put you on the prayer list at the end. Prime 1368-4. Weird third. Yes, it's the third-party Windblades. Third-party Windblade, and there's also an RC by the same companies, and it's so bad. So bad. We'll bring Optimus in just a second. I need to finish up B. We're almost done with B. Just want good version. Looks like IDW. Yeah, we just need a cool one. Like, why do we need to add human proportions? Like, that's so weird and creepy. What's my story of how I started the channel? Well, I actually started a different channel first, years ago. I ran a filmmaking group, and we made a couple of short films, and I also did stop motions. I did a lot of Lego stuff at the time. And then, eventually, my film group kind of petered out, came to an end. And then I actually started doing reviews on there, because one day I decided, you know what? I've been writing reviews. I wrote physical reviews and put them on Brickset. And then I was like, you know what? I could sit down and film one. So I sat down and filmed. And it was not great, but I kept doing it because I really enjoyed it. And then eventually I just decided, hey, you know what? I need to start a new channel for my reviews. So I did. My mom actually helped me come up with the demarcation name, because a demarcation is a dividing line. And as a reviewer, I can be the dividing line between somebody buying a product or not. That's basically it. Upchuck and Blitzwolfer? What the heck? Those are quite some names. Wow. Built CC Daredevil. 8 runners of Just Black. Gotta really pay attention to the part labels then. Also, 8 runners is kind of a lot. I mean, I guess these guys have a fair amount of runners, but still. What do I think about Lightning McQueen's Crash in Cars 3? I'm gonna be honest, I actually never watched Cars 3. I didn't like what they were doing. I didn't like that they were making Cars 3 at all. I felt like it just didn't need to happen. And then they were like, oh no, he crashed. And it was like, oh great. So we're just taking Hudson Hornet's story and applying it to Lightning. That's alright. Also, we've got a gun here. And yeah, that is the demarcation name now has been so entrenched in this channel that it will stay that way probably for as long as this channel exists. Although, it is kind of funny. Some people read it wrong and think I'm Democrat media, and I'm like, why? I talk about toys. Why am I going to have my name be a political party? Political party, like, I'm not here to be political. Am I going to do a review on the Loftios? I am. I'm one of the backers for the Kickstarter. So I will be getting one of those. And when I do, I will be reviewing it. I'm hoping to get the underpaid assistant. But yeah, I backed it as soon as he released the video, pretty much. Well, I say that. I backed it as soon as it popped up on my YouTube recommendeds, which was like a handful of hours after. It was pretty darn close to being fully funded, or it was fully funded by time I went and supported. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that would be cool. There's one alien called The Worst. Alright then. Actually 13 years old. Is that why the 13's in there? The camera's lagging again? Oh yeah, we're kind of crunching the frame rate. Why are we crunching the frame rate? Irian. Oh wait, here, hold on. Video capture device. Can I deactivate and then reactivate? Oh, that kind of... No, we're still lagging. If you should buy B or if you should buy Optimus. You're getting lofty. Oh, yo, you supported a lot higher level than I did. I didn't have the funds to do a whole big supporting, so I just did the base level. Yeah, what camera / setup would I recommend to somebody who wants to start doing reviews? So the camera I'm using, well, it's not this one. The camera I usually do reviews with is the S5 II, sorry. The Panasonic Lumix S5 II. Very good camera. It's also rather expensive. I had to pay like $900 for it. I would say if you want to start off, first of all, you can get some white poster board from Walmart. White poster board makes a great backdrop. Get some good lights. You want your studio well lit. There are a lot of cheap mic options on Amazon. And for cameras, just get some old DSLR. Like I used the Canon Rebel, what was it, T7 or something for the longest time. It's not the greatest camera ever, but it's serviceable. It works out, and it's a good way to get started. But yeah, lights and good audio are a big deal. You can get away with less good video if your audio is good and your light is good. Wait a minute. That's not the right one, is it? You did the 151? Dang. If I had the funds at the time, I totally would have wanted to. But, yeah. The gold one looked super cool, but I just wanted to make sure that his stuff got the support it needed, so I just did what I could. Blokees Mega Man Zero before his joints become spaghetti. Thankfully, mine is less bad now. I put sticky tack in the joints, so he actually is kind of... He's actually kind of decent now. Alright, let's give B his face. And the top of his head. Look at the top of his head! There we go. Bumblebee's head. G1Bs. This is not G1B, so I would say, yeah, go ahead and get him. I mean, he's a beautiful little kit. He also goes together very nicely. Let me put together the battle mask, and then I'll show everything up close. How would I react if my toys came alive at night in front of you, like Toy Story? Or, it's like Indian in the Cupboard. But, I don't know. I feel like I'd want to chat with them. Talk to them a bit. Also, it would be so helpful if I was filming. I could say, hey, could you move like this? Could you move like that? I would be making reviews twice as fast. B's torso looks like a face. It kind of does, like a little smiley face. Right, then we put the back on. So there we go, we've got the battle mask. So, let's do some comparisons, because we are done the assembly. Let me close up my knife. For accessories, you get his arm cannon, a boom box, and some blades, as well as extra hands. Oh yeah, and a blast effect. So, we'll bring in... It's a good way to get them mad. Where you get sticky tack? I get it from, like, Walmart. Like, I've had the same ball of sticky tack for a while, but yeah, Walmart... Also, sometimes just called blue tack or just tack. Alright, so there's the difference there. Let me bring in... And I'll show this a little bit more in detail later, but there's the difference. B is about the same height as old Optimus. And then we have old B, who is the shortest here. Yeah, that's... The difference between these two is night and day. Keep in mind, I weathered this guy, which I will be doing the same process on this guy and on Optimus, and I will be doing shorts to show you guys how to do that. And then the final comparison. Bobby Bob, thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your, I'm assuming, night. Then here we go. Blitzwing. I think that Blitzwing is technically too small, but I don't think it looks bad. I think that this is a pretty solid lineup. Oh yeah, Dark the Moonbee. Thank you for the reminder. Here's Dark the Moonbee. These guys are not the same color, by the way. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but this is a much more cheddar-y color. That's pretty good. I actually think I like the new bee even better. Like, Dark of the Moonbee is awesome and one of my favorite of these kits. He also has more of an ab crunch. But this bee is so clean and sharp and just nice looking. B is too big? B is not too big. Look at this. Look at this height difference. How is B too big? Also, yeah, this guy technically has double jointed knees, but it doesn't do all that much more than this newbie. Cheddar, yes, Cheddar. He gets just a 90-degree arm bend, no double joint because of the design, but he can get a very nice lean forward. I mean, you guys are about to see the review, so I won't go into this too much. But these guys do pose quite nicely. Will he stand up? I thought I almost got it first try. There we go. Got it. He's too big compared to Blitzwing? No, Blitzwing is just too small. Blitzwing is just a little too small right now. Nose and Costin, thank you for stopping by. Wait, when does the review come out? As soon as I end this stream. So I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap us up here so you guys can see the full review. So I'll go ahead and pray us out. Well, Lord, thank you for bringing everyone here. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to enjoy this privilege of a hobby. I want to lift up Prime 13. I don't remember the rest of his numbers in his name. I just ask that you would be with him as he's got this fever, that you would just take that from him, that this would not be a problem any longer. We pray for swift healing. Also pray that you'd give everybody else who joined safe and enjoyable rest of their weeks. In Jesus' name, amen. Alright guys, it's time for me to go put the review out. All of your questions about how they scale with the other similar size Optimus and Bees will be answered in the review. So thank you guys for stopping by, for watching me build these two. And yeah, you'll have the rest of your questions answered in the review. So I will see you guys next time. Potentially, yeah, I'll see you guys this weekend on Saturday for a stream. I'll have a poll for that out in probably an hour or so.